tournament, so that way, you know, kind of keep it consistent over the ways. But yeah, it looks like our runners are getting into it, and off we go. Resisting Frame going to Flash first. Infinite Mystery heading to Quick. We got Birds on Mystery's side. Nice little Easter egg, in case you guys didn't know. What's that, like a 20-year Easter egg? 30-year Easter egg, actually. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's getting close to almost, might be 35 almost at this point.
I believe Mega Man was in, well, it's closer to 30. Mega Man was originally concepted and developed and released in 1987 was the original. I know that because I was born that year. So. Rock and roll.
Oh, you kids born in the 80s. Oh, boy. Oh,
yes, sir.
Like, well, Quickman looks to be a little quick, but Flashman's looks like Resisting Frame hit one of our fan men, slowing him down early on in the stage. So it'd be unfortunate to see him crop up here. But
oh no, Mystery gonna run into a problem here against the power beams on the drop.
Resisting Frame ran into a little bit of trouble as well, but not quite to the degree Infinite Mystery got here, as Resisting Frame goes up against our first boss, which will be Heatman today.
Yeah, personally, I like this fight. Heatman and Flash stage. He always stays high, so you can kind of stay under him. This Heatman is extremely fast, so Frame might have some trouble with them. Hopefully not.
Oh, it looks like... Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's going to be a slobber knocker, folks, as you can see.
Yeah, I was about to say, it looked like Resisting Frame had started to figure out the pattern, but unfortunately he was one hit away from death, and that's unfortunately what happened. Hopefully he can use what he learned the first time around to take Heatman out here, as Infinite Mystery seems to be going through the boss door, and we'll see who else is next here.
Yeah, Heatman actually is fun to fight in the Quickman stage as well because of the elevated platforms and whatnot. But here we are, we have Flashman in Quick stage.
And there we go, Resisting Frame and Infinite Mystery both pull off a boss kill almost at the same time. I think Resisting Frame might have about a second lead going through our first stage here.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yeah, Frame pulling off the kill just a tad bit before Mystery. And we'll see where both of our runners are going next. And they both go to Metal.
Interesting. I thought they were going to switch up and go to Quick and Flash on each other's menu, respectively.
You know, I can actually respect this decision. I mean, Metal has that E-Tank right there in the front, which both of them are going to go collect. And seeing that both of them did take deaths in the first stage, might as well stock up on E-Tanks early on to make sure to minimize the deaths. Because, you know, gotta go fast.
Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know if I agree with Infinite Mystery, because it was a quick beam that caught him. So, I mean, even if you have 4 E-Tanks, unfortunately, they're not going to save you from that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I do like the fact that it's a different route than, you know, Flash, quick Flash, bubble. I mean, I usually save Metal for about 4, depending if what my item situation is. If I have item 1, then I might go somewhere else. If I have item 3, I'm definitely going to Heat. but yeah, both these guys going to Metal second. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. Not a hard stage.
Well, right now we know both Quick and Flash do not have an item. Do you think that's what they're looking for, is just going, okay, maybe I'm gonna go off the beaten path and item hunt a little bit?
It's quite possible. They could quite possibly be looking for items. Unfortunately, Resisting Frame, he did go for the E-Tank. Infinite Mystery did not, which he pulled ahead by not going for that E-Tank. But on the way back across the pit, Frame took a death. He didn't get his boss buffer or his jump, which that's a pretty tight jump. You have to wait for like the last second to take it and everything. Mystery gonna take the lead and get out of Metal Stage first, though. And Frame's gonna be fighting right here behind him. Mr. Bubbles.
And we know the Metal Stage does not have an item at this point either. Resisting Frame taking out Bubble Man as the designated boss of the Metal Man stage per randomizer strats here. Is Infinite Mystery using... that looks like an uncharged heat shot from Infinite Mystery's side of things here.
Yeah, I believe it is, and it's doing him pretty good, it seems.
Oh, Resisting Frame getting caught by a Crusher, but getting a health power-up. Those Metal Crushers do a lot of damage, and I think he sees this one now, but it's actually too high. But he ends up jumping and triggering the second one right by it. Oh boy.
Yeah, Metal Crushers do so much damage. It's hard when you have to get hit by him. But luckily he's picking up these drops, so it's not that much problem as the second.
Ooh, Infinite Mystery getting knocked off of the high road there and won't be picking up that E-Tank. Resisting Frame also did not pick up that E-Tank. I believe Infinite Mystery has one from Metal Man stage.
Right, and I think if he didn't use one, he should have two, because he picked one in quick too.
Oh, well, we'll see soon enough, as he's probably going to use an E-Tank here. Yes. So, now that he's menued, we see that he does have two E-Tanks, and I think if he takes another hit...
Yeah, he's searching for this weakness here. Doesn't look like Flash is working, his heat ain't working, he's just gonna have to buster it out. It's gonna be a little slow for him.
Yeah, this is definitely a boss that, you know, if you have to go with the Buster, you're in for a bit of a coffee break, as it were, during this fight. So it's going to take, you know, about a full minute just because of the way Heatman works. You can only hit him once. And there we go. Infinite Mystery does take down Heatman, as Resisting Frame is on the latter half of the Woodman stage. Looks like he may have a little bit of catching up to do. Taking a Crusher hit, Resisting Frame did right before the boss door. Very difficult to see those Metal Crushers. And wow.
Yeah, they can hide in the most trickiest spots.
Would you like to do the honors here?
What's that? The honors of what? Sorry.
Having a Woodman show up in a Woodman stage.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, as LV Creed would say, or Easy Danger, is this even randomized? What's going on here? Ooh, Frame gonna game over, and he chooses not to go back to Wood, so he's gonna have to end up going back there eventually.
Yeah, that's unfortunately gonna be a bit of a time loss, because he did get all the way through to the boss, and that, well, not utilizing any kind of zip, well, not having the items makes it so that you can't do it even if you wanted to. he lost about a minute and a half going into the wood stage.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty costly. Mystery right here, he's pretty low on health. Oh, well, alright. And RNG has worked in his favor.
Yeah, no sooner you say that, but the big health power-up shows up and helps him out.
Hey, I guess commentary curse can work reverse as well, huh?
Certainly seems like it. But it looks like Infinite Mystery is gonna take a bit of damage and still opt to use an E-tank to stay alive.
Yeah, I don't blame him. It's much better to use the E-tanks.
But this is... I can definitely see why Resisting Frame noped out, having to go through this again with essentially just the Buster, because all of the items they have... Well, excuse me, all of the weapons they have right now do not seem to be effective in any way, shape, or form. And we're going to have Resisting Frame here taking on Flashman, and he is at the end of the Quickman stage. And it doesn't look like Flashman's too interested in Leaf Shield or any kind of heat shot, and it looks like we're going to have a Buster battle here.
Hey, you know, most of the time, I do my best to just Buster him out, unless it's going like super slow. In that case, I'll start searching or fishing for a weapon. But good stuff to Resisting Frame. He's gonna make it out of Flash here. Infinite Mystery makes pretty good, finds heat effective versus Woodman there.
Now, do you do a little bit of searching against these bosses when you have the chance? Because this is information you could use when you get into the refights later on, if you find something.
Alright, yeah, of course you do. I mean, if, like me personally, my strat is, like, which a lot of runners share this strat, right? I mean, you have 4 out of 8 Robot Masters that are weaker to Buster. Maybe not weak, but at least secondary weakness is Buster. So, and that helps to kind of, you know, get through your first stage no matter where you go. Kind of, you got a 1/2 chance of making it through. So, in theory, me personally, I think it's quicker to just go ahead and Buster out what you can. But if if they don't have that Buster secondary weakness, that's when I probably start searching for weapons.
Okay.
Just to get the fight done faster. It's a little slower if you don't.
Oh no, Resisting Frame taking a second death on the Airman stage. Unfortunately, we have the Fan Men showing up again on the Airman stage, and that's caused Resisting Frame a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, that fat fan over that pit is it's pretty nasty placement there. It's pretty hard to make it across this big pit. He's gonna have to, and his flash stopper doesn't stop too well. He makes it this time. Didn't stop for too long.
He knows there's another Fan Man there, and that's what got him the first time. And it looks like he's got through it now. I don't believe there's any more platforms until you drop down to the checkpoint. These tin cans are not having any of the Buster either. This Airman stage looks to be not friendly at all.
Yeah, I don't want to jinx him or anything, but I will say it's good that he's hitting it now versus later, because later on, Infinite Mystery is probably going to run into some of the same problems.
Yeah, that's very true.
Speaking of Infinite Mystery, here he is versus Quickman. Let's see what he's got. Not weak to quick, or sorry, not weak to flash.
Yeah, that was the flash stopper. It looks like he's just gonna take a death here.
He might. I don't know. Doesn't he have it? No, he's out of these things.
No, he unfortunately used them in the Woodman stage to kind of brute force his way through. Resisting Frame, however, taking out Crashman at the end of the air stage, so it looks like he's working his way back into this match here. Looks like the uncharged heat shot is doing some work as Infinite Mystery takes out Flashman in short order here.
And I saw Frame there also found item 2 behind the air stage, so that's that should help him out against these Yoku block section coming up.
Yeah, that's very true. Now, I don't recall either of these runners utilizing very many zips. Now, I guess without item 1 or item 3, it's, well, not easy to zip because, well, you can't. But do you think they would have saved the Heatman stage for a little later in the case of Resisting Frame, just to utilize the second zip that item 3 would allow you to have? Oh, Infinite Mystery unable to pause buffer there.
Well, I mean, as far as that goes, I mean, you know, item 1 or item 3 could possibly be locked here behind Heatman stage. But, I mean, from what I understand, Frame's more of an 80% runner. He's not as much of a randomizer runner. So, perhaps he didn't want to. He's used to go into heat a little earlier. He saw he has item 2, so he knows he can clear the Yoku block section with it. Might as well go ahead and tackle it, get it out of the way.
Well, it looks like he noped out of there. The first area where you would normally zip through, he seemed to have a good bit of difficulty on and just decided to get out of there. Infinite Mystery. Oh no, doesn't make it onto the ledge.
He's just a little short on that. The Fanish Inquisition is real.
Oh, very much so. Looks like Resisting Frame is using his item 2 to bypass the first section in Bubble Stage.
Yeah, that gap there is gonna take Infinite Mystery out again this time.
It's so punishing with this Airman stage.
I don't think he has any weapons to deal with it. If he did, perhaps he'd be having a little bit of an easier time. I say weapons, sorry, items.
No, he does not, but he is trying to time a Leaf Shield so that it hits the fan, or the Fan Man, before he jumps, and it looks like a very tight window to make that jump. It would not surprise me if he just took a quick death and just said, nope, I'm out.
And you must have called it, because there it was, quick death, and he's out. Or I imagine he's gonna save Airman for another time. I'm gonna go try to find some of these weapons. Or sorry, items.
Well, you do get an item for, you know, completing one of 3 randomly picked stages.
You know, I think he got item. He got an item. He has to have an item, because he only... Well, no he doesn't. I'll take that back, because he has 3 stages left, so these 3 stages must be where the items are.
Well, we know Airman is definitely one of them.
Right, Airman had item 2. Resisting Frame got that one.
Yes. And so that leaves Crashman as either item 1 or item 3, and it would also leave, I believe the last stage he has Oh, I'm kind of guessing here, and I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, it wouldn't be Woodman. Not Quick or Flash.
Right, it's air, it's gotta be crash, whatever the other stage is, which I believe is probably heat. So, because I don't think either runner has done heat yet, so that's where the items are gonna be.
Yeah, you're correct. It was Heatman because Resisting Frame went in there before and decided to get out of there. So that's not a very friendly group of stages for where you would want to see the item 1, 2, and 3 placement. Infinite Mystery looks to be trying to decide what weapon he wants to use to get through this section. It looks like he may need to use an item... Oh, Infinite Mystery has item 3.
I must have missed where he picked that up.
Yeah, I missed it as well, unfortunately. And, oh, looks like he's unfortunately waiting for the elevator to come by a second time, which is... definitely not something you want to have happen.
You know, I'm gonna make the guess that he picked up item 3 in Woodman stage. Seeing that Resisting Frame doesn't have it, and he hadn't went to Woodman stage yet. And Infinite Mystery has completed Woodman stage. So that's where I'm gonna say item 3 probably is. So if item 3 is in Woodman stage, item 2 is in air, then that leaves Crash and Heat. So one of these two stages these two runners are going through is gonna have item 1.
Okay, so I guess it's just a matter of seeing where item 1 shows up. Hopefully both of these runners can finish the stage they're on. And, oh my. Little
squid action on the climb, oh man.
Yeah, that's...
The shrimps.
This is not where I want to have a shrimp buffet show up.
And speaking of the shrimp buffet, I went to the Chinese restaurant yesterday. Oh man, it was so good.
I was gonna say, there's one just right down the road from me. Don't tempt me. But I think they'll thankfully be closed by the time we're done here, so I won't be able to run off tonight once we're done with this match.
I better order that takeout in the in-between time. And that intermission.
Oh,
but here we
now
go.
I know.
So, what's up? Oh, sorry.
Now I know exactly what I'm going to be doing between Game 1 and Game 2. Thanks for the reminder.
There you go, there you go. I like it. Yeah, Resistant Frame is going to make it to the end of Heat here. We'll see who, what boss lies in the corridor. It's going to be Airman. Shooting air tornadoes.
Pretty favorable set of patterns, and Resisting Frame avoids the body shot and takes out Airman almost, within one full pattern.
Hey, there goes that Buster, them Buster straps. You see how quick he went down? Man, Metal Man. That's a pretty aggressive metal.
Yeah.
Super fast blade.
Looks a little salty that he got stuck at the end of the Crashman stage here.
Oh, Infinite Mystery found a weakness, but he's gonna take a death, unfortunately. I don't think he has enough wood to take
He
use,
might get 2 shots here, which will be half of the life bar.
I'm gonna guess 1 shot, but it'll be a good. Oh, nope, you're right. Even more. You were wrong too. It might be 3. Oh no, you were right because he switched.
Well, it would have helped if those shots would have landed. Unfortunately, Infinite Mystery not able to land a shot. Checking Flash, and it doesn't seem to be effective. And Crash Bomb. Oh, misses with the Crash Bomb. This is going to be very tense.
he's gotta be careful checking flash on some of these bosses. Some of them can have negative weakness, and what that means is basically you use say flash. It's usually flash that does it, but other items do as well. And yeah, if the boss has a negative weakness to an item, then he'll gain health instead of lose health. So.
Ooh. No thank you. Now I see why you stick with the Buster so often. You don't want to just go ahead and heal one of those guys. Make the fight harder for yourself.
Yep, trusty Buster gets you through. As Infinite Mystery is going to use it against Metal Man and make another crash. We'll see. Item 1. There it is.
And it looks like he's going to be headed off to Airman to pick up his remaining item. I don't know if he is aware, or he couldn't possibly be aware that he chose wisely in picking up his third item by, well, assuming he can complete the stage this time through.
Yeah, item 1's gonna help him out, get over some of these pits that he was having trouble with the first time around. So good stuff to him for fighting that item.
And we also learn that item 1 moves up slightly, but does not last very long. This could be, I don't know if that's going to help with the Wily stage, or if it's going to be a hindrance with how quickly those item 1 platforms disappear.
Yeah, we'll just have to find out about that one. Resisting Frame just took a death to Woodman. He had the E-Tank, but it looks like he wants to save it, which isn't necessarily a bad move, but you know, it's always good to use them as well in the randomizer just to get to the boss fight a little quicker.
Well, I think he just decided, okay, I'm coming in with not enough health to really finish off this boss. I have a life to spare before taking a game over. And it's just a matter of making that choice, because I believe he only had one E-Tank left, and made the decision that, okay, I'm gonna save it, because if I need it on Crashman, I can't get it anywhere along the way.
And speaking of Crashman, he's gonna be in Infinite Mystery's boss battle there against in the air corridor. And also, speaking of Crashman, Resisting Frame's on the way up on the Crash Plane.
It looked like Bubble Man was doing some serious work, or excuse me, the Bubble Shot was doing serious work on Crashman's life total there. So Infinite Mystery at least picking up one piece of knowledge going forward into the refight gauntlet near the end of the Wily stages. Oh, excuse me. Now we have Infinite Mystery in the Heatman stage and Resisting Frame scaling the elevator section of Crashman stage. I apologize, I'm trying to hold back sneezes here and not sneeze on stream if I can help it.
You're fine, you're fine. Yeah, I do that kind of stuff too. I gotta mute my mic right quick and clear my throat and stuff like that. But yeah. So Infinite Mystery making his way through Heatman stage, not going for the zip. Resisting Frame gonna ride item 2 across the checkpoint string to get across these frogs right quick. So yeah, both these guys are getting pretty close to their Wily stages, I believe. Might have one or two left apiece.
I believe this is the last stage for Infinite Mystery, and hopefully Resisting Frame will check his inventory. If he can go back to the other page, we know he'll pick up his item 1 here. And I believe this is his last boss as well.
Right. I think so. He did go back to Woodman stage. I think he
That's the only thing that I'm not entirely sure about, is if he went back to complete Woodman. And Resisting Frame actually does go a little out of the way to pick up the E-Tank.
Yeah, very smart move. Not a bad idea. He had just enough item 2 there to pick it up.
Yeah, Infinite Mystery using his item 2 and actually forgetting he had item 2 equipped. It looked like he wanted to shoot the toothpaste dispenser. Oh, Resisting Frame actually item hunting, and oh, look, Mommy, what I found. Metal Man's very weak to Quick Boomerang.
Nice. Yeah, that's actually his vanilla weakness too. So good stuff to Frame for finding that. Gets his item 1. Ooh, Mystery gonna take a death to Airman there, and Frame's gonna make it out to the Wily stages first. So you know what that means.
I think it's been so long since I've done commentary, I forget. Why don't you go ahead and explain what exactly happens here once we get somebody into the Wily stages?
You know, we try to go and finish the Wily stage as fast as possible and finish the game. Along the way, we probably guess the color of the dragon as well. So, I'm gonna say yellow. Ooh, Infinite Mystery right on his heels.
Alright, I've been seeing a lot of pinks and purples, so I think, you know, for game 1 here, I'm gonna say it's, we're gonna go Barbie pink for the color of the dragon at the end of the Wily 1 stage here.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy a yellow dragon. I like silver, I like red, I like blue. I'm not much of a fan of pink and purple myself, but those are alright too.
Well, I'm just kind of going, alright, what's like the trolliest color I could think of, because this seed has just been absolutely brutal on our runners so far. And it was a big debate between pink and purple, and I'm just, alright, we'll go with pink this time around and see what happens.
I want to see a white dragon. That'd be nice. Or brown, or maybe black. I haven't seen, like, any of those. I've seen gray. And gray looks pretty nice. Or silver, if...
Ooh. This is a brutal, looks like Resisting Frame using the flash stopper just to stay on the ladder long enough to make it through the ladder climb. As 2 bunnies were jumping on top of him. And Infinite Mystery is about to run into the same issue as he is about to take the item 1 climb. Oh, the one time I don't decide on green. Green shows up.
That's pretty close to a vanilla green, too. Not exactly vanilla, but nice color, though.
And it looks like Quick Boomerang is going to be the dragon's weakness, Resisting Frame, finding it almost immediately. And Infinite Mystery Looked like he was channeling his inner Houdini there, and called Miss Cleo up, and he switched to Quick Boomerang, and then switched back over to the Buster. Looks like definitely not going to be. Oh, and switching over to the Quick Boomerang. Nice call, Infinite Mystery. You have found the weakness for the dragon, and you earn yourself a pass to Stage 2.
I like it. Green dragons? Is this even randomized? Oh, God. No.
Well, it looks like Resisting Frame actually has a little issue here. I think he does not have enough Item 2 energy to make the trek across the spike pit here. Had to stop for a few energy pickups, and it looks like he's on his way across our spike pit.
Yep. Yeah, he's gonna make it across. He's gonna pick these up. Mystery right on his tail. Doesn't have to fish for item 2 as much, so. And now I believe they're on the same screen.
Yes, it's only this very quick screen that separates both of the runners right now. And it looks like Resisting Frame is testing the crash walls to see what they're weak against, and Infinite Mysteries jump back into the lead by ignoring the crash walls. Resisting Frame found Leaf Shield to be our designated item to dispose of crash walls.
Very nice. It's going to be useful for him going into the movie fight. Infinite Mystery is not going to know, but Resisting Frame will.
Yeah, unfortunately, Resisting Frame having a little trouble. Looks like he might want to try switching to item 3 to get up this elevator climb, for lack of any better term for it. Oh, health pickup that he wanted was stuck in the wall.
Frame stopping the farm for a little bit of health. Also gonna hurt him a little bit on time. Mystery using his E-Tank here. Frame's got 4 E-Tanks. Saving some of those, of course. Not a bad idea.
Well, at this point forward, are there any more E-Tanks that Resisting Frame could have picked up, in the Wily 3 and Wily 4 stages?
There is indeed. There's 2 more. There's one at the beginning of Wily 3 and one toward the beginning of Wily 4, right before the checkpoint.
Okay, so at this point,
still not a bad idea to go in with full. I mean,
well, absolutely, because
the seed's been acting pretty rough.
Get it back. And speaking of using one, Resisting Frame does exactly that to help him finish off the Pikatan fight here.
Yeah, and Pico weak the Buster as well, so Frame not that far behind at all. He's on his tail for sure.
No, absolutely not, because we know Infinite Mystery is going to have to look for the crash block weakness, and just that alone should help Resisting Frame catch back up a little bit. I mean, you never know, Infinite Mystery might just guess right, but it's still going to be a couple seconds that Resisting Frame will be able to use to get back into parity, if not jumping ahead. Looks like Infinite Mystery is going to have a go at the Gutstozer, while Resisting Frame is, again, farming for item energy.
Buster Week Guts Dozer as well goes down on I Am Scream.
Now we have Infinite Mystery headed into stage 4, while Resisting Frame is still looks like playing a little cautiously, making sure nothing's going to get in the way of making the jumps across these platforms.
Yeah, not a bad move. I mean, you can have moles there, air guys there. There's pretty trolly enemies in that section. I mean, it's big pits, spikes. So always good to go cautious when you can.
Yeah, well, having the 3 E-tanks, you know, I would think, you know, there's a point at which I just go, okay, I've got a bunch of E-tanks in my pocket, and let's just go for it. Infinite Mystery looks to have a little issue with the randomly generated pits at the beginning of the Wily 4 stage here.
Guts Dozer coming out looking like Barney and going down real quick. Yeah, Barney from the kids cartoon. Yeah, that's the well, not the cartoon, because it's not a cartoon, I guess, but, you know, live action, I love you, you love me type thing. Yeah, that one.
So Barney the evil dozer sore there?
That's the one.
I remember that. It was big in the early 2000s there.
Heck, that was big when I was growing up, like in the 90s. I didn't know what that was. Like some kid in my class was like, you know, he's like, oh, you haven't heard of Barney? I was like, you mean Barney Rubble? Like, no, big purple dinosaur. And I'm like, oh my goodness, no.
Yeah,
that's.
And
I was like, man, this thing is kind of lame, but you know,
definitely more my time frame to think Barney Rubble more so than Barney the evil dozer sore. Infinite Mystery actually taking a death in the elevator stages here, so this is going to give Resisting Frame a chance to catch back up if he can clean up his ascent through this stage here.
Yeah, those pits, pretty rough in the Wily 4 stage here on the descent. Yeah, and also this Wily 4 screen here with the Chanky Makers. It's going to be a rough traverse. I can't exactly see where he's at. I heard he died though.
Yeah, that's definitely not the sound I wanted to hear, because it looks like he got knocked off and into this pit of spikes and no way to get out of that, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, those fluids, sorry, I was reading chat, not the fluids, though. Those Chanky Makers and the flicker on the screen of, you know, like the stream flicker when it comes to like real hardware, even emulator too, I believe.
Oh yeah,
kind of hide Mega Man at times.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping, you know, the emulators would be able to, you know, deal with some of this sprite drop in and drop out, but looks like Resisting Frame, at least getting through this first elevator board. Looks like a free pass through the second board.
I think that actually happens more on emulator than real hardware, I believe. Because I know on the composite signal, when you get the flicker, you can still see Mega Man. But emulator, most of the time being HD, you won't see the flicker there.
Resisting Frame looked to go to Leaf Shield to find his way through. It doesn't look like that strategy was too effective. If he switched over to the flash stopper, would that stop the elevator as well?
It does. Flash stopper does stop the elevator. So,
and if he uses flash stopper here, he won't be able to pause buffer his way down, but it looks like he damage boosted his way through.
Right on, yeah. Not a bad strat here from Resisting Frame. Alright, Mystery a little bit ahead here going into the Boo-Beam fight here. And we've got moles in this hallway here for Frame to fill up some of his items, get a more comfy feel on weapon energy.
Oh, it looks like Infinite Mystery did not try to check if he could get the Boo Beams with, I believe, metal and the Metal Blade and the Leaf Shield.
Oh, you know what? He's thinking he's hitting them because the quick boomerang sound effect is the damage sound effect for a boss or an enemy. So he had to switch.
Oh no.
That was kind of crazy. Alright, pause buffering through. Mystery's gonna have to find something out. That gave Resisting Frame the time to get pretty much even things up. And Frame is actually, I'm gonna go ahead and say, just a little bit ahead, seeing that pulling a little bit in the lead, seeing that he knows the wall weakness.
Yeah, now he needs to figure out the Boo Beam weakness in it.
And it's Buster.
Wow. This is 3 out of 4 bosses so far that have been Buster weak. So, by logic, that's going to make the Wily Machine Buster weak.
Yeah, Mystery has got to be thinking, what is going on here? Like, why are these Boo Beams on dying? I hear him taking shots. Okay, he's fishing some more now. He's got one more to go till he finds Buster. There it is. That was it. Yes, sir. And Frame pulling in the lead. He's gonna finish the Boo Beams first.
Yeah, giving up that time to see what the crash block weakness was before and picking up the items behind it is, you know, propelled Resisting Frame into the lead as he had the information going into this fight, and he will start his gauntlet.
Yeah, that was a pretty trolly sound effect to have on a weapon. I will say that.
And the sound effect is randomized as part of the randomizer, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, weapon sound effects are random.
Just wanted to clarify, just for anyone that was new to watching the Mega Man 2 randomizer, so they know exactly what is randomized.
Right on, right on. Yeah, and Mystery gonna finish up the Boo Beam fight. He's on his way to the refights, right behind Resisting Frame. Resisting Frame has got a little bit of the lead going to the refights. I think he might have 2 bosses down now.
This is 3rd, so he's on his 4th fight.
It's all coming down to this, guys.
And I know Infinite Mystery knows a couple of the weaknesses of the robots. The only one I know that Resisting Frame is aware of was the one he just utilized with the quick boomerang against Metal Man. And it looks like he's fishing to try to figure out what Heatman is weak to, but settling on the... Oh no, that's not the Buster. He's got something else. Air Shooter, it looks like. Oh, Crash Bombs. This should be... Oh, wow. Airman giving a gift to resisting frame with those tornadoes. Airman being a little less friendly to Infinite Mystery, but looks like he's catching back up. This is his 5th boss fight. I believe this is the 6th or possibly 7th for Resisting Frame. And it looks like this will be the last boss fight for Resisting Frame. Charlie boy, you got to, you know, focus on the task at hand here. You can't go trolling in chat like that.
Whatever do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about. As we find out that Resisting Frame and the Wily Machine's Buster Week. We'll find that on Resisting Frame's Watermelon Wily Machine.
Well, at least it's watermelon flavored. So, oh no, Infinite Mystery taking
watermelon is so good. It really is. Boom. Resistant Frame making it out of the Wily fight on his way for the alien. You said Infinite Mystery took a death right there, unfortunately.
Yes, Heatman ended up getting the better of him. But it looks like he found the air shooter as, or excuse me, the crash bomb as the weakness for Heatman.
Yeah, it looks like it's doing a little bit more than Buster does. It might just be a soft weakness, maybe? I don't know, it might actually be hard.
Whatever it is, it was definitely faster than using the standard Buster to go through Heatman.
Correct.
I believe he remembers the quick boomerang for Metal Man here, so this should go pretty quickly. Metal Man being so aggressive looks like he's a little harder to hit than Infinite Mystery was hoping for, taking a lot of damage there. Resisting Frame.
Oh, never mind. I was gonna say these guys in their Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon, but you're one of them. I forget.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Rico.
Oh, that's all right. Go for it.
I was always a Magic the Gathering guy.
Yeah, well, I ran the gamut. You know, I played in Pro Tour 9. Tempest, Stronghold, Sealed, or excuse me, Rochester Draft. It was Sealed was the qualifiers.
Oh, nice.
And it was gross playing in that Pro Tour, to be perfectly honest with you.
Speaking of gross, Resisting Frame gonna go ahead and take the win on match 1 with an official SRL time of 53:09. GG's Resisting Frame. Good stuff. Let's get some GG's in the chat, guys.
Well done, Resisting Frame. One more to go, and you'll be moving on here in the tournament. Looks like Infinite Mystery is trying to test the Wily machine, and surprisingly, taking a game over. That's going to put him all the way back at the beginning of the gauntlet, isn't it? Oh,
yes,
so unfortunate. A question in chat: is anything not Buster Week?
Apparently not this seed, but but most of the time, yeah, it's pretty random. This seed just happened to be randomly all Buster Week.
Well, the dragon wasn't. I think we needed to use Quick Boomerang for that one.
That is correct. That is correct. The dragon was not.
But by default, all of the 8 robot masters have to have some level of damage that they take from the Buster. This is an easy mode run. Oh, I heard that sound effect, and I went, how did Infinite Mystery die from that? I got trolled by the sound effects. So Infinite Mystery is now going to take on Heatman, and he's probably going to switch to the Crash Bomb. Yes, that's exactly what he does. Chat trolling me and correcting me because they're all perfectionists in chat, especially this Kamasenin guy, you know, having to tell me it's the one-up sound effect and not the death effect. The death sound. I make one little mistake and they just go and grill me in chat like it's open season or something. Oh my god. So true. So true. So Infinite Mystery is going for Bubble, and I believe he thinks it's Metal Blade, but switching off and using the Bubble on Bubble Man, and instead just settling on the Buster, and that seems to be the best weapon here. It's alright, there's always Game 2. I'll get you guys back in Game 2. Don't even worry about that. And Infinite Mystery is going up against the Wily Machine. And it looks like he's switching over to Crash Bombs. Oh, wow. Without being able to see your sprite with the way things are flickering, oh, he switches off the Crash Bombs and is gonna hunt a little more. Finding that the Quick Boomerang is ineffective and the Air Shooter is ineffective. And settling on the Buster. Looks like he's gonna have to be careful here the second time around. He takes a death and does not have an E-Tank, unfortunately.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's rough. Wily Machine can be pretty rough. Do you remember the weakness you said?
It's the Buster shot, but...
just Buster, right, okay.
Well, it's not only Buster. The Crash Bombs did some work as well, so... I think that might be throwing Infinite Mystery for a bit of a loop, because if I recall correctly, a Wily Machine 1 that is Buster weak will also be weak to the Buster the second time around.
That's correct. You're becoming a pro at this if you're not already.
Oh, it'd be nice if I had both hands available to me so I could run a little bit. You know.
You need your hands to run? Like, that's a feet thing, right? No, I'm just Kappa. Just kidding. Man,
Don't tempt me.
I'm a meanie. I'm so
Don't
sorry.
tempt me. I may just go out and buy a USB controller, or you know what? I do have.
I'm just gonna run over to your house and beat you up, Charlie. You're such a punk.
You know, well, what I was gonna do is get like one of those, Dr. Scholl's things. Make an imprint of my foot and 3D print a controller for my feet.
Oh, okay. That would be kind of crazy. But hey, I mean, do what you gotta do, right?
Now this is a rare treat. The alien is also Buster weak. Wow.
All right. Buster weak alien goes down. An Infinite Mystery finishes with an official SRL time of 59 minutes and 47 seconds. Dot comment. Nobody expects to finish in position. Kappa. Alright. Good games, guys. Good games.
All right. Well, both runners seemed to struggle through game one, but Resisting Frame was able to pull out this first game. Infinite Mystery is going to hope to bounce back, or since this is an elimination match, unfortunately, you know, if Infinite Mystery takes another loss here, he will be, unfortunately, eliminated from the tournament. Resisting Frame will move on in the loser's bracket.
Speaking of eliminating, I'm not okay. Maybe not eliminating, but if you would like a break, Frico, or I'll take it, one or the other. We actually do have 2 other commentators who like to rotate themselves in. You guys might know them as Stuff and Things and Squidman. So we can technically both take a break, or you can stay on. I can stay on, either one. But they do want to come in. I know I've commentated a bunch, so I don't mind, and I'm running the tournament, so I don't mind, you know, sharing the spotlight, giving these guys a chance. Frico, it's up to you. You are more than welcome to stay here and commentate with these guys. I'd love to see 3 commentators. That'd be great. But
well, if you don't mind me sticking around to keep these 2 in line, I'll...
Oh, do that. Yes, definitely. Make sure these guys do great job in commentary booth, Frico. Do your job. No, I don't know.
Hey, you know what? Go do your job and give them a game 2 seed so we can move on to game 2 here. Get out of here, will you?
I definitely, I'll definitely do that. I believe I've already actually done that, but you know, it's all good. Congrats to Resisting Frame on this win on round 1, match 1 here, and yeah, guys, we'll get the commentary rotated out, and we'll see you guys soon.